guys, welcome back to the channel, Tom Mods Things. Today we are going to be starting to finalise fitting these front spat pieces that I've been putting together onto the front bumper, so that's going to kind of complete the whole sort of kit, as in from the point of view of it being fitted to the car, and then going to go through some of the other things that I've been doing sort of in the meantime, as and when I've managed to fit it around work. So first up, so this is where we're up to on these front spats. I've just been carrying on sanding them at the moment. Going to need to probably put some more filler in places, but we're just starting to get, as you can see, a nice smooth finish. Obviously I need to finish off this lower edge here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to essentially just take it as it is. I've lined it up to the car and it looks pretty close. I'm just going to put a fixing probably here, and then another one down here, and then this one, luckily I've got a hole just here that matches with the front over fender, so then I can bolt the whole thing up, and then as soon as it's on the car, then I can start to work the actual areas where I'm going to be putting the fixings to match stuff like this, where it has like a sort of counterbore style thing, and I can start to cut that into the surface. So then going straight on, started to block out certain areas. So this area was an area that had like a big old crack all the way through it. Another one further up as well. It's that one here that I'm still working through. So basically I've just been, I've glassed it all from the inside, which you saw in a previous video. Then I've smoothed it over with some body filler, and then blocked and sanded back to give a nice smooth finish. These aren't going to be painted. I'm literally just sorting out the bodywork, so then I can send them off to Andy to wrap them, basically to match up with the car. So today's going to just be spent doing a little bit more sanding, a little bit more blocking. Area at the back, as you can see, you can still see light through it. Now I've got some gaskets which are here. This is a little section of it, just kind of like a 3M tape on one side. I think it's called a welting gasket or something along those lines, but anyway, so what this will do is this will sit all the way around, tucked underneath, and what it will essentially allow me to do is have maybe not a perfect straight line in places along here, but this will kind of take up all of the gap and it'll make it seem to the eye like it's a complete continuous thing. Could also have done it just with sealant and sort of finger motion, but I think with me having to take them off, put them on the car and all the rest of it, this stuff is the way to go. I've sort of started to test it in places just by kind of sticking it in, just to kind of see what it looks like, and I think it will look pretty good, to be honest, as it goes all the way around. Then moving on, what you'll notice, something slightly different are these side skirt extensions that I've got on there now. Let's see if I can get the brightness up a little bit, just to be able to see them. So yeah, so I've just been working through and fitting these at the moment. Wanted something that kind of started to match, because on the V1, it actually, on the V2 it has something similar to this on the underside, but on the V1 it kind of comes away on itself, as you can see sort of here, and it kind of tucks in, and it's not really my cup of tea. So I wanted to create something that was kind of stepped out slightly to kind of take up all of that gap, and then fin at the back to kind of fill in this area around here. So I think these came out pretty well, to be honest. So they're on there, and then what my plan is to get another front splitter, probably from Graham Styling. I think they do one just for ease of just being able to get it chucked on there, but they'll do a front splitter that will step out to the same level as this along here, so then it'll all match as it comes around. And then for the rear, I'm thinking doing some sort of crazy big Jap drift diffuser that you can do, you know, with like curled up edges and stuff, because the exhaust pipes, the plan is not to have a central exhaust pipe with the two that are there at the moment, but to actually have a quad exit exhaust, and not have them 2 and 2, but actually 2 and 2 each side, which I think would look absolutely sick. So they'll be vertically stacked on each side as they come out of the rear bumper, and I'll have maybe an angle or something taken from kind of like a Bozozoku Japanese styling type thing. With the whole kit and stuff, it should look pretty mental. So yeah, so other than that, on the sort of updates on the car, really that's kind of all I've been doing. So what I'm going to do is I'll just start to sand these down and get them fitted up to the car, and that's when you'll see it next. Right, managed to get the front spats on. Let's see if we get brightness up. There we go. So this is what I'm kind of mocking up at the moment. Got it screwed into the bumper here and then mounted into the black over fender up at the back. Just need to get another tie point down here, but just realised I need to do a little bit more work just to blend it into this sort of, as you can see, this black piece that comes in. At the moment it sits ever so slightly off from this curvature. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip it back off again, put some more filler in on this area here just to kind of blend it back in, cut down the back ever so slightly, just sand it back just so it all matches, do the same on the back, and then get this fixing hole in to tie it all in. And then this side, as soon as it's all been sort of properly blocked and smoothed off over the top, this side will be done, and then it will be over onto the next side. Right, to just show this side, so there we go, got a fix in basically at the front, one just down the bottom there, and then I've also got one that attaches the fender to the actual spat piece as well. I think they're looking pretty cool. Need to do, as I said, a similar thing to what's up here with this like counterbore sort of like pocket section. I'm going to do the same thing on here so it kind of matches, and then I'll do the same thing down on this bottom end as well. Starting to block it off and just take out some of the high spots. This one's getting pretty close to being good to go, but it still needs a little bit of work around the side, mainly with sort of getting it to blend nicely into this black piece down here, and then I need to sort out what the hell I'm doing around here as well, because I've got indicator sitting in here. I don't know whether to just take it out completely and then put in some like little ones just along here, like spots maybe or something, because then that will kind of match what I've got at the front here, as you can just see it there with the spots on the LED bar. So I think that could kind of work together, and obviously the headlights kind of circular as well, so maybe I just make up some like little LEDs and get them kind of flush with this piece, and then take out all the stuff behind and then just splice in some wires. Not quite sure yet. Yeah, so looking at it from a front point of view, I think it kind of matches, as I said previously. What I was trying to do was match this curvature here on this back part as well, just as it comes up. So I think I've pretty much nailed it. It's difficult really to tell. I mean, I'll push it outside in a minute and I'll probably absolutely hate it and want to do something else, but until you try these things you never really know, do you? So on the other side, just need to get the final fixing down on the bottom, but use like a sort of a plastic body filler, like a flexible body filler. I've not used it before, Plastic X or something by U-Pole, so I'm going to try and pick up some of that just to start to fill in some of the bits, because as I just showed, yeah, as I'm starting to flex some of the pieces around, some of the filler that's currently on there at the moment just chip off in places. So hopefully that will sort out that problem and get us across the line a little bit. So yeah, as a project, it's getting pretty exciting now with all the bits coming together. A little bit more of I'd say a bigger job than I was initially expecting, but hey ho, it's one of those things. If you don't try it, you don't know. And I'd much prefer to do it myself and learn on the job than sort of pay somebody else to do it, because there's bound to be little things that I've got wrong here and there. I know there's definitely some alignment issues in certain places where I fix things on one side, went to do it on the other side, and the curvature of the two pieces ever so slightly different. So, but hey, it gives it character, and I know at the end of it, it's going to be it's going to look pretty sick. So I'm happy with how it's coming along. So hopefully, yeah, so it's not too long that before it gets sent off to Andy to get wrapped, and then I think it's just going to completely transform, because at the moment it's just black bits stuck on the side of a car, but as soon as it becomes the same colour, it's suddenly just going to start to get into place. Wheel wise, because we're still hovercraft spec, they're going to be sorted fairly shortly. Just trying to finalise exactly what, so I don't want to get something ordered and then maybe it doesn't quite fit the vision that I've kind of got in my head, so I just need to carefully think about that. So they'll be coming soon, and then we can take the angle grinder out and start lopping all the arches out to get them to fit, and trying to create some more arch liner, because otherwise you're just going to be left with a big void. So yeah, hit subscribe and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.